Is this what, episode 3, season 2?
That's episode 10.
No, 11. Cynthia.
Pablo was 11. Yeah.
Yeah, episode 11.
Episode 11.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Maria Denomme. Wow.
Denomme.
Maria Denomme.
No,
Is it,
that's
no,
not even right.
It's Denomme.
It's
No?
Denomme.
Yeah, Denomme.
Yeah.
Denomme.
But it no.
Sure.
Denomme.
Well, it's French.
Is it French?
It's French.
Yeah,
C'est
yeah.
Denomme.
So say,
Yeah, it's Denomme. 100%.
Denomme.
Denomme.
I pronounce
I know a
it
lot of
Denomme.
Denommes. It's Denomme.
Looks like a Denome.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go
Has
with
anyone ever called you that?
it. Yeah,
I
all the
like how
time.
I'm
Denomme?
correcting you on your own name. I'm like, no. I like it's Denomme.
We'll go with it. I'll take it.
Denomme.
Yeah.
So you have a photography business.
Yes.
A lot of people look up to you because
Sure.
you've grown it. You have. I hear chatter all the
Okay.
time. Being like, have you seen what Maria's doing? She's got like LUTs and shit online.
People say that.
Yeah.
What's-
Actually, I was like, she's got LUTs? Damn, she's serious.
What's the name of the business? Is it Denomme Photography?
Well, I have two businesses. So
Okay.
one is Maria Denomme Photography, which is just
Okay.
me and then a couple associates. And then the other one is Ivy May Photography. So that's all run by associates
So
and
what's the
like
difference?
editors. So, well, the difference is that like I'm very hands off with Ivy May. Like I have an assistant that takes care of most of it. I'll do still like the marketing and like sales and stuff like that. But overall, like I have all the associates that are working for me, and then I have editors. And then for Maria Denomme Photography, I'm like the main person. Like they want me,
Right.
and then I have like extra like associates if they want someone very close to me. But overall, like I give like that full experience. Where Ivy May, I'm like very hands off.
I assume Ivy May came after.
Yes, years after.
So when did you first start? Let's start at the very basics.
Okay, so I started, like I photographed my first wedding when I was 16, and that was like on like a Rebel, like very basic wedding. Like I'm surprised that they even said yes to me, but that really kickstarted everything. And then I did like a summer company program with like the government gives you like a grant to start your business.
Like at the Small Business Center?
Yes.
I did that one too.
You did?
I did. How
Did you
old were
like-
you when you did that?
I was, well, going into college, so after grade 12.
Yeah.
So like I
Cool.
really liked it because I was having a mentor and stuff like that to like
Yeah.
kind of guide you through
Yeah,
it. And then I went to Fanshawe for photography and did that for 2 years. And then I like grinded for like a few years after that, where I was like working like 4 jobs at once to trying to like keep the business
How
going.
helpful did you actually find Fanshawe?
Not very helpful.
I was actually going to ask that same question because you have kind of both spectrums here. You have like Paul, who's you're self-taught basically, like all of your
Go to
video.
school, yeah.
Yeah, all of your videography is self-taught, and then someone who went to kind of the classical photography school, I guess.
But clearly she started before she went to Fanshawe.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would say when I went
So
to
it's like-
Fanshawe, I already knew everything. Like
So
for the most part,
basically
without a studio.
self-taught,
Yeah.
But you do have
Yeah.
that certification.
So it would be beneficial
Yeah.
for someone who knows nothing and is going into that course, then you got to learn the basics. But for you felt like you probably already had the basics down, and it was like you were already more advanced than what the courses were giving you.
Yeah, I would say like I knew a lot about just like, yeah, camera basics, but it doesn't teach you anything about business. So like if you want to take a good picture or like a technically correct photo, then you'd go, like I think you would go there.
Yeah.
But overall, like I'm not very techie, like I'm very artsy. So like I don't really care how the camera works. I'm like, if this is what I want the photo to look like, I'll figure it out and then I just will do it. So I did find that like it wasn't that helpful with what I wanted to do because I wanted to run a successful business. It was like I could photograph a watch perfectly. I could photograph an
Right.
apple in a studio.
You can go work
Like,
for a studio,
Yes,
but like
yeah.
a lot of photographers end up working for themselves and having to find that
Yeah.
business, which is where it's lacking.
And that's actually really interesting because that's maybe a flaw in a lot of these technical programs, in that if any of them are a stream where you're likely going to be self-employed, it probably should have a how to run a business component, right? Like
Yeah, I
a couple
agree.
of
For sure.
a couple of courses around
For sure.
here's the bread and butter basics of running a business.
I will say there was a
right?
business class,
Oh,
but
okay.
it was like you learned about other businesses, or you learned about like, like the whole theory of like they put the milk in the back of the grocery store so that you have to go all the way through the grocery store to like
Yeah.
check everything out, or
Yeah.
like things like that. They'll teach you like
marketing
kinda, like,
psychology and
yeah,
stuff
things like
right?
that. But they weren't like, okay, like this is like how you would start your business.
This is
And,
how
like,
you do a profit and loss statement,
Yeah, like none of that.
right? Like,
yeah,
and like this is how you build a budget.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. So
I feel like that should be like half the course, or
Yeah.
half the like,
or at least an
entire-
extra year where you can do
Yeah.
like just full
Yeah.
business, because like that's where I was like, I definitely was like lost in the
Well,
beginning.
the amount of people that I get exposed to in this industry in particular, because I'm new to the industry, I'm only like 4 years in the events industry. The amount of people when I use the term P&L that look at me like a fucking deer in the headlights. I'm like, you don't know what P&L stands for? It's profit and loss, right? And like that's like such a basic like term when it comes to anything business related, right?
Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of people who just like want to start a business, but they have no idea. Like they're like, I'd like to pick up a camera. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, but there's like so much more you can do with it, which is why like now I love teaching, like going from passion to profit, because it's like, let me teach you actually like how to get this business off the ground.
Right.
So how did you figure that out if you didn't get it from school?
Lots of mistakes. Like, I mean, I'm very passionate about business. So like, I like, or like just seeing how you can build success. So like, I always started with like wanting like book 1 wedding. Then the next year I wanted to book 2. And then I was like, let's book 4 and let's book 8. So I always wanted to like hit the goal. I'm like very goal oriented. So then to do that, you obviously just have to pick up on things and start being like, okay, well, this worked and this didn't, or like listening to podcasts, YouTube, obviously, like things like that. Like I was just more self-taught in every area. Like I just kept going and doing research. So
being goal oriented, do you have a certain go-to strategy? Like I'll give you an example. For me, I give myself like weekly micro goals. So like at the beginning of every week, I have like I have a page that has every single day of the week on it. And at the bottom, there's a section where I can write, here's the things I need to get done this week. And then I actually like time block it out in the calendar. So I like set micro goals. Like
that's amazing, because I cannot do that.
Yeah. So do you go through a process at least at the beginning of the year or anything like that where you will say, here's the things I want to get done this year, and then like how do you like keep yourself accountable to that?
So usually I do it like around like basically quarterly, I would say, where I have like my major goals, or like I'll revisit last year's like numbers and kind of like do that. But I'm definitely someone who has like really bad ADHD, where I'm like, I'm all over the place. So like I have to set myself on like one specific thing and then like hyper focus on it and then go from there. So like if I think that my business needs to do like a certain amount of weddings that year, or if I'm like, instead of focusing on like the amount of weddings, I want to add like 3 new team members on that are like really like strong, like I have to fixate on just that. And then that's the only way that I can get things done. So I'm like, so when I say I'm goal oriented, it's like, I cannot have multiple goals. So like having like the time blocks, I would be like, I would wake up in the morning and be like, I'm not doing that. Like I just like can't get it done.
It would feel overwhelming.
Yeah. So gotcha. I work a little bit differently. Like it's not like the most organized system, I would say, but it gets stuff done. So I don't know.
I would say I'm also ADHD, and it probably I've found, at least now that I've been in this space, because I do all my own social media.
Yeah.
I have to be on my phone all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Right. So that's made me way more. My attention span is so short.
I'm
constantly.
I feel like everybody's in that same boat. Yeah, it's not just you.
Yeah, so my attention span is so short, which is actually why I gravitated towards time blocking.
Right.
Because at the very least, like when I catch myself on my phone, I have this pad of paper in front of me all the time.
Yeah.
And I can like look over and be like, I can get that one little thing done, and then I'll do it, and then I can scratch off the list. So like I really like scratching stuff off lists.
Oh yeah, that's like
right.
Really
like it's just like really satisfying, right?
Yeah.
So like
I literally just bought like 10 notebooks and I gave one out to everybody. I'm like, start writing. Start like use it.
I will do like daily things. Like I can do usually three tasks a day where I'm like, these are like the major things. And then I get like, your serotonin hit or whatever. You like cross it off. You're like, Like,
well, the one cool thing is when I get to Sunday or Monday, I'll keep that same pad from the previous week, and invariably there'll be things I didn't get done.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like you only did like 60% of what you said you were going to do this week, asshole. Like fucking
you feel bad about it?
Like do better, right? Like I'm almost like I challenge myself to like do better the next week, right? So it's okay to not hit it all, but at least like don't let it just drop off.
Yeah.
So now you can take it, and I have to rewrite that thing.
Yeah.
Right. I'm literally physically rewriting the thing I didn't do.
So it gets like
So then I'm just like, I want to stop writing this thing. I know it's important. Let's get it done. Right? So.
I mean, I kind of like it sounds bad, but like that, like kind of like little toxic side of it where I'm like, when I doubt myself, that's when I do more work.
Yeah.
Like I'm always like fired out to get things done or like, so yeah, I can see like when you're like, oh, I didn't do it. I'm like, oh yeah, I would get it done now.
Do you have a specific way you schedule your day to get things done? Or do you just go at it and hope for the best?
I kind of just go at, I mean, I have like I think aging definitely helps me like realize like I actually need to set better priorities. So like I would say over the last 6 months I've been like getting up at like a decent time, and then like taking the dog for a walk, listening to like my favorite podcasts, things like
first
that.
thing in
like
the morning?
What's
right
a decent time?
Like 7-ish.
Okay.
Like I'm not like
you're not Mateo Pepe.
No.
Mateo, we're calling you out. Wake up before 4 p.m.
It was just today. No. So I'll get up and do that, and then I'll like basically like fixate on like my like home life first, and then I'll be like, okay, now I'm like ready to like get going. Like if I like clean the kitchen, I'm like, if I want to work in the kitchen that day, like things like that, then I can start conquering my day a lot easier. And then I'm proud of myself already, where I'm like, I got my like 5,000 steps in. Like I'm doing all the things. The dog's happy. She's not gonna bark at me like midway through a call or something. So
when do you realistically get to work?
9.
Okay, that's not bad. That's good.
I like to prioritize 9, and then but I will work until like midnight. Like I don't.
Really?
I'm the exact same way. I'm not as early, but probably like at work for 10:30.
Okay.
But like I do all my stuff in the morning.
Yeah.
The office makes fun of me all the time. They're like, "Wow, nice of you to show up." I'm like, "I'm here till midnight, guys. You're gone by 4."
See, so I'm on the opposite schedule because you probably get emails from me.
Because you've got a kid.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. My kid wakes me up. And I was like,
no choice.
But I'm like in bed by 10.
Yeah,
like
I love staying up. Like I get more. If I had a choice, I would work at night, like completely. But
I feel like there's way less distractions.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I find myself like just sometimes it's like 10 p.m. and there's no notifications, no emails coming in, nothing, and I'm like, I sit there and I end up working for way too long. But I'm like, you know what? It's already 2 a.m. Might as well just go for another few hours.
Yeah.
I'm getting so much done.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have to sleep in anyways, so might as well just get it done.
Yeah.
I hate listening to people that don't have kids.
Hey, I have a stepson now, and when I'm there, it's different. I will say that.
It's just like
he's 8.
8? That's not bad.
That's okay. You can be like, go play a video game or something. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
When they're 4, they just like if they want you, they want you.
Yeah.
You gotta drop everything. Yeah.
So we kind of cut you off after Fanshawe. How old are you, by the way?
30.
30. So you've been doing it for
you're
14 years.
Yeah. I'm a baby.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm aging at like
no, you're a baby.
Like
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for 14 years.
Yeah.
You went to Fanshawe. What happened after?
So then I started working in like fast food, fast casual, I guess. I worked at, I don't know if you've ever heard of Zoop before, but it's like a soup and sandwich place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, loved it. Like I was obsessed with it, like working there, but I was also doing like real estate photography. I was doing, like working for like lots of independent work, but like school portraits. I worked at the Walmart photo studio, like anything to do with photo, I was taking it on. But I was doing it all at the same time. So like my days were like so long. I get up at like 6 and start real estate stuff. And I was also working for a social media management company and doing photos specifically for all these like different businesses in London. So I was like doing like the real estate photography, then I was doing the social media, and then I was going to work, and then I had to edit for my own business, and like all these things were happening all the time. And it was just to like, because I did not want to fail. And my parents were always like love them to pieces, but they're always like, well, like you should probably like go back to school and be like a dental hygienist or like have this backup plan. And I was like, absolutely not, over my dead body. So I like I had something to prove, and I was going to do it. So I was like, I even told them, I'm like, I would rather live in a cardboard box than like go back to school. Like this is what I'm doing. So I made it my main goal to like go full time. Like that was, and full time to me at the time too, believe it or not, was like I wanted 12 weddings, and like I was like charging next to nothing. Like it was like I can't even believe I thought that was a good idea, because I'm like, well, one wedding would be a month's worth of my income. This is also when I had like, expenses for my living, like rent and my car payment or whatever. I had no expenses at the time, so that was funny.
So you're good. You could jump in, cover your costs, hope for the best.
Yeah. And then like anything extra that was going to be like, if I wanted to go on vacation, I would take on some extra sessions or something. But then like that year I went full time. I think I had like 35 weddings. Like I was crazy. At one point, like after like COVID, I had
there's
like
a big jump there.
Yeah, sorry. But there's like 50 weddings. You just said you did
35 to 50 weddings that year?
Yeah, I was losing.
So what did you do? How did you even like begin to find that?
How did you scale that? Yeah. Was it just word of mouth?
Yeah. It was all word of mouth, and I would say Instagram. So there's a couple sessions.
What year was this?
When I went full time?
Yeah.
That was in 2018. Like,
so let's stop there just because I have a question just out of curiosity. I'm in the mobile bar space. There's like 4 mobile bars. It's not hyper competitive.
Right.
Photography is hyper competitive, and like you look London photography, there's a slew of photographers that pop up. What is kind of like, what differentiates? Is it style of photography that like really kind of makes you stand out and makes want people like to book you? Or
I would say like at that time it was definitely like I was a trendy photographer. Like I feel like there was a lot of classic photographers, like very well known, but like it was definitely word of mouth. Like I would say the reviews, people like reposting everything. Like I really prioritized like making sure at that time that like people were always posting about something with me,
Right.
like whether it was like
And that was like before Instagram was like everything and
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, like Instagram was popular,
Right?
but
Like,
it wasn't like
exactly.
yeah,
right?
but it
like
wasn't.
now you can.
It's crazy.
There's a million trends that are never gonna last, but
Yeah.
you were like right at the tipping point.
And I had
of-
like a different editing style, I think, than like a lot of people too. Like, and yeah, and I felt like
It was more like artistic.
Yes,
right?
yeah. It wasn't classic at all. Like it was like weird almost. Like I was just doing out of the box things, and like I was doing a couple sessions that just really just like took off. Like people would screenshot it and be like, "I want this." I'm like, "All right,
What was
like, that's what I do."
what was the one trend that kind of blew up that really you felt like, wow, this has given me a lot of traction because this one thing I did?
It wasn't like a trend other than like the editing style I was doing, and
Well, that's
like
a trend. What was it?
But can you describe
What?
the editing style?
What would you? Yeah, describe
Oh, okay.
it.
So like, I guess the editing style was like, well, at the time it was just like bronzy skin. Like the greens weren't like crisp green anymore. They were like, it was. I kind of like edited it like a little more like an aqua green. Like so people were like, oh, it like looks different. I also was picking locations that like people weren't going to. Like this one specific session that I'm referring to, I brought them to like the ditch on the side of the road outside of London. Like, and I didn't even know these people. I asked them if they would model for me, and I found them on like a bar website. And I was like, hey,
Were they a
like,
good-looking couple?
like, yeah.
You think that helped?
Yeah. And like they like, you know, they knew people, and like so then it was like they were writing reviews for me, and like that was really great, and like loved that. And then like that kind of started like getting some traction, I would say. And then like, but I would do that with like different people. Like, and then
Can you send me that photo?
Can I send it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Insert photo here. It's so cute because I mean, like, so many people don't even understand why they might like photos, right? Like,
Yeah.
when you're talking to people who aren't as involved, it's like, what makes a good photo good? And it's like, what they just. I remember when I was watching movies. Even I'm like, how do you even think of like what shots to take for the certain situations, right?
Yeah.
But like the more you do it, the more you get into the nitty gritty details and understand why you should take certain photos and pick certain colors.
Yeah, and that being
It's
said,
like-
too, another trend I guess would be like posing more like freely, like where they're like being picked up and like spun around and like
Candid?
very like when you're starting to use the word candid, like
Yeah.
that was definitely like the trend that was happening. And like when everyone's like just like their mouths are smiling so big and like there's like their hair is flying, like that was definitely the trend. And like no one was really doing it at the time, like at least not like that I
Everything
could
was
see.
just very perfect.
Yes, yeah.
Place your hands this way.
Yeah. So
That's
I feel like
right.
that's what made me stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also think I was undercharging at the time. Obviously, like most photographers do
Everyone,
undercharge in
yeah,
the beginning.
of course.
So
I think everybody in the industry, as you're trying to figure it out, you almost have like imposter syndrome and you're not claiming your value because you don't really know what your value is.
Did you feel
You
that
kinda
way?
figure that-
Did you have
Okay.
imposter syndrome?
no, I didn't.
Okay,
Like
you felt like you're...
I feel
I mean,
like
you're
it might
pretty
have it
freaking
now
young,
a little
though.
bit more as I go into like the education space a bit. But in the beginning, like I was like so full of confidence. I don't know what.
You're
came
like,
over me.
I got it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm the best. Like no one
Well,
can
but I
beat
mean,
me.
that's good.
You
Yeah.
started really young. I mean, like 16 is
helped,
pretty
yeah.
young. It's not like you're like me. I started when I was like 30. I was like, what the hell
Well,
am
and
I
also
doing
you
with
didn't
my
have
life?
Instagram, like where you're like comparing yourself like
Yeah.
all the time. Like I had it, but it was like more. You definitely looked at it as like inspiration. You didn't look at like being like, oh, like they're doing more than me. It's like I'm like, oh, that's so sick. Like how do I like make that different and like cooler
Yeah.
and like whatever. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Cool.
So you did your first 30 to 50 weddings.
Yeah.
That's
And like that's
insane.
not even the breaking point for me. I was loving it. Like
Yeah.
I was living my
Yeah.
best life. Like I was also traveling in there. Like I like at that time too, when I went full time, I actually like ended up obviously I quit my Zoop job. And then I also like left this other relationship. I moved into my own apartment with my dog. I was like loving life. Like I feel like after
Was it just you taking the photos? Did you have
it
a
was
second
just me.
shooter? Or
I didn't
anything
have
like
an
that?
assistant or anything. Like I
So
was
just
all
this
alone.
like burst of independence and like
Yeah.
like you felt really free
Yeah.
and like you were doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, like, and I can, like, I remember the feeling. Like, I still can get this feeling, like, through different times of my life. But, like,
Yeah.
it is, like, the most fulfilling where you're like, this is the right track I'm supposed to be on. And, like, I'm doing it. Like,
What's the first thing you outsourced? It could be anything to do with accounting, marketing,
So,
shooting? Anything?
well, looking back, the first thing I should have outsourced was bookkeeping for sure. But so why?
I still do my own bookkeeping.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
am on this guy like once a week. When I see him with his fucking receipts, I'm like, that is the worst use of your time. You need to outsource your bookkeeping like
Getting
right
a
now.
bookkeeper. I only got a bookkeeper about like 2 years ago, and that changed. That was
That
another
doesn't make me
quantum
feel
leap.
so bad.
Well, yeah, that was a huge quantum leap for me because I was like, oh my God.
But what a difference maker it is
Yeah.
when you have a good bookkeeper and it's out of sight, out of
and then
mind.
they give you the numbers, and you go, oh.
They give you
like,
they give you a P&L every single month, and you can review it. You can be like, that's weird. My expenses are way higher this month
Yeah.
for some reason. Da, da, da.
Well, something my assistant and I do too. We do these like money dates. I highly recommend this. These money dates that we do it like once every 2 weeks, and we'll go through like
With who?
my assistant and I.
Okay.
Because we put it all together and then we give it to the bookkeeper.
Right.
But more or less, like just making sure that there's not like subscriptions where I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I
Right.
don't want
That's
this.
happened.
So we go through it and I'm like, okay, well, like, let's just figure out like where the receipts are. Cause like if I'm buying something, it's obviously like the receipt will be on my email. So she'll like put into a drive for me so that the bookkeeper can have it. It's all a system that we have. But we'll like go through and I'm like, why is there an Amazon Prime thing coming in? Like she goes into my personal life too. I'm like, please get rid of that. Like call this person. And she's like the best. And she's like on it. And then like the other day she got me back like $300 in subscriptions that I didn't want anymore. I'm like, I love this.
That's the thing that's
So,
killing me is
yeah.
subscriptions. Because
Yeah.
nothing is one-time cost anymore. It's always
No.
like low cost of $10 a month, but you pay it forever. So it's like, oh my God.
And I will forget. Like, thank God I have
Yeah.
people looking out for me now.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so many that I'm not using, and some of them I'll even actually bite and buy the whole year because it's significantly less to buy the whole year as
Yeah.
opposed to doing like month to month.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then I'm
and
just
then
like,
it's too late.
now I'm
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, I spent that $300, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a write-off, right? No.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But why? Okay, that's what you wish you outsourced first. What did
Oh,
you
yeah.
actually do?
Okay.
And let's
so-
come back to that comment about it's a write-off because I think it's like vastly misunderstood.
No, I know.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing I did outsource was an assistant, but this was because I was naturally falling short on so many things.
In person, virtual?
So she was my first VA. Like it was virtual, but she was located like in London.
yeah?
So like I
Okay.
could visit her.
Oh, how did you like find a local virtual assistant?
So she was my other friend who I met. Oh, so I did this other program at Fanshawe, which was the Leap In program where they give you money to like help your business and you do like this course throughout the summer. So she was in that course with me. She ran like a website design business and then she had this VA. So then she needed more hours. So she's like, oh, like let's share a VA. I'm like, that sounds amazing.
That's smart.
So, yeah. So that's how I found her. But then I've also gone through like 4 different VAs.
So what did they handle?
So emails, contracts, invoices, like just anything that was
How
through
the
emails.
heck do you train a VA? Because I'm sure a lot of people are wondering this too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, how would a VA know how to respond to emails if they're not a
email
photographer
templates, like to start
Scripts,
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like think about all the emails that you get in, like your warm leads, like where people are just like, "Hey, found your service online. Like
It's
I'm looking for a
super
quote."
basic and
Like
Mhm.
most of them, like you can probably put them into buckets of types of inquiries that you get or types of emails that you get, and you just train that person to say, "Hey, if the email sounds like this is like your first canned response."
Right.
Right. And then you can
Yeah.
even like, if you wanted to cater it to a point where you're like, okay, at this point, this is where it needs to come to me.
Right.
Right. Like
Yeah.
they've done all the legwork and understanding what all the variables are. And now you need to close the deal, let's say. Then like all that stuff's done. You don't need to worry about it. And it's there in front of you to have that
So
conversation.
emails, what else?
I mean, some session planning. Like I still wanted my hands in the business a lot. Like, cause I mean, a lot of, in the beginning, we were just like on the phone and she would like read them to me while I was editing or something. So we were like, it was kind of like body doubling. Like we're like everything's getting done at the same time. And I could still be like really a part of it. And then eventually I just kind of like let her go and like she could be free and she could I trusted her. And then I kind of do that with every VA that I like trained on. So she would then eventually start planning sessions for me. But that was like, again, she would like send it to me and be like, this is where they want to have the session. This is like this is what they look like. This is their style. Like, this is like, they have a dog. And then I'd be like, okay, like put together this from Pinterest and then like, let's send that off. Like, so she would like, it would be just back and forth, I feel like. And like usually like monthly meetings or bi-weekly meetings, like to go over like the overview of like, okay, let's try to get like 5 more inquiries. Like I'll do my end on like social media, but then you like respond like as fast as you can. Like, so, because the other thing too is that she basically started with like, I would say like 5 hours a week. Like it was just like 1 hour a day, pop on in the morning. Maybe eventually got to 10 hours because she would do 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening kind of thing. And then now it's quite a bit more, but yeah.
You wanted her to go back to something.
Oh, the write-off. Well, I'm sure everybody's seen the meme from Schitt's Creek. Like, what's a write-off? But it's incredible when people use that. Yeah, when people use that term. Like, can you explain to me like how write-offs work?
Yeah.
Okay, explain it.
Okay, this is the thing. Most people, what bothers me is when I'm with friends and they know I have a business and they're like, it's a write-off anyway. And I'm yeah, but I'm still paying for it. It doesn't mean free. I just don't have to pay tax on that income, right? The difference.
Yeah. It's just the tax.
Just the tax.
Exactly. You're writing off.
You're still paying for it.
Which the amount of people that do not understand the fact that it's only the tax that you're offsetting is incredible to me. They think the whole amount.
Yeah.
Say you're like writing off like a camera. No, it's not obvious.
You write off, you write the full off amount from how much income you made the year also, right?
Correct.
So it lowers that
There's
amount.
There's a lot of factors that people just don't take.
But that's still, you're still just only paying a tax on that amount, right?
Yeah.
Income tax.
Yeah.
So it's really...
There's two concepts there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The
It
HST
reduces
and income
the income amount so that you would pay less tax on your overall income.
Correct.
Because then your expense base is higher.
Yes.
Right?
So if they don't get that, they need a bookkeeper immediately. Like that's why you outsource that right away. Because I mean, for a long time, like money was like such a foreign thing. Like I was just like, I did it for the passion, right? Like I didn't even care about the money. And like I still do it for the passion. I still love my job like full heartedly. But it's just nice when you understand your numbers now too.
And it's also nice to understand like your weak spots, like your the things that like you're capable enough that you can get it done, but you're just like, this is not the thing I like to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna find someone else to do this, right? Yeah. And I think we've talked about this on other episodes of the podcast. You know, if you can get really good at delegating, and
I am the pro at delegating.
Yeah, but that's great. That's how you can scale a business, though, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably why you have the secondary business, because you're really good at identifying people's strengths and weaknesses and where they fit within your business, mm-hmm. and how they can complement your strengths and weaknesses.
But honestly, I will say it was hard to delegate. Like,
it's the hardest thing in the world
to start, because photographers specifically, like you're really like you're trusting them with someone's wedding day, and like for me, like beyond the business, like I do really care about people's wedding days. Like I want it to go so smoothly. Like I want them to have the best day ever. So that's my top priority above everything. So being able to like put someone out under my name, and then like what if something happened? Like I didn't know what to expect, and then that's kind of why I started the secondary business. And I didn't tell a soul. I built it up. Like I did not like I didn't use the same connections. I built a whole different business with all different like network of people, because I already built up this other business.
How long ago was that?
That was, I mean, like when I launched it officially, I think was like 2018 as well, like at the end of 2018, 2019. I mean, I think I started it around that time, but I don't know when I like was like, okay, like we're doing this for real.
And you said it's called Ivy May.
Yeah.
Is it the same concept where it's like wedding shoots and stuff, or is it like a completely different type of photography?
Wait, what do you mean?
So like, I mean, there's wedding photographers, but then there's also like commercial photographers.
Oh, like I mean, we prioritize just weddings, but we will do like families. Like we'll do it here and there, because we have some photographers that want to do during the week sessions. So like, I basically base this whole business on what my team wants. So like, if they're like, I want 30 weddings, I'll be like, I will work so hard and get you 30 weddings. Like I will do whatever it takes. And like, I want to work. Do 5 sessions a week. I'd be like, all right, I'll do it. Like no one's asking for that, but like if someone did, I'd be like, I will like prioritize that to like keep the.
If you're comfortable answering this question, what's the business model on that side of things, right? Because like you're more hands off with that model, right? Yeah. So how do you make money? Like you still own it.
Yeah. So I just make like a certain percentage off of each package. And I mean, they get paid hourly.
They get paid hourly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then contract? And they're all independent contract. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So no one's like an employee. They're all like, I just hire them out.
They're all independent contractors. Mm-hmm. You make your cut off the top, but then they take ownership of the job. Basically.
I mean, they will always say that they like work for Ivy May Photography.
Right.
But yeah, essentially that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So when was the turning point when you decided you're going to scale your business? Because obviously more
that happened in a very short window.
Yeah, I was crazy.
Which is really impressive to say, hey, I'm doing this and I'm also scaling at the same time.
But the distinction is like, hey, this is a passion and I don't want to do it all myself, to I'm going to step back and work on the business, not in the business, and kind of push your passion.
Well, see, I still work very much like in my own business. So I'm not like, there's not a point where like I step back, I would say. Like I didn't really do it to like give myself more free time in the beginning. Like now that like I'm starting to, like I have my family now, like with my fiance and stepson, like I now go.
Congratulations, by the way. We'll get into that.
Thanks. So like with that being said, like now I see like that I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I can step back and like be able to like let it do its own thing.
There's value in having that system you created just kind of be on autopilot.
Yeah. Right? And I would say like, but before I was like, I just was, I guess I just say the business basically started because I met my friends who are also photographers, and they were always second shooting for me, but they didn't want to do like the business side. They hated it, or they just like didn't have the time for it. They have other priorities, or they just didn't know what to do.
Most photographers do.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to start this, and then you guys can just like do the fun part. And like, that's basically how it started, because I wanted everyone to like, I love seeing people succeed. Like I want them to be happy. I want, it's specifically my friends, obviously. So I'm like, if I can do this, you guys can do this like full time. I can probably get you to go full time. And I did with some of them, and like, they loved it. So they didn't have to like touch anything.
But those are sometimes the best people to bring into your organization, right?
Sometimes they're the best, sometimes they're the worst.
Yeah. It depends. But if I think of like, one of the all-stars we have on our team, Jenna, who's our events manager, she was actually one of my competitors. She ran a company called the Tin Roof Events Company.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And she, when we started talking about, hey, there's maybe a fit here, she was very honest to say, like, I really don't like the back end. Like, I don't like all of the bookkeeping and all of the business side of things. And then like trying to generate the leads and all that kind of stuff. She's like, I really like planning for the event, and I really like working the event, and that's where I want to spend my time.
Yeah.
So that's the role we created for her. We're like, okay, well, you can just like, I'm really good at finding the leads and closing the leads, which is
and that's what I like to do too.
Yeah, which is where I want to spend my time, which is like working on the business, and then we'll have you kind of basically take it from there on the handoff, right? So if you can find those people that kind of like fit neatly into that system that you're creating, it can work wonders for you, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, because like, and I'm so grateful for that, because they really spearheaded the whole thing. Like they're like, let's go. I'm like, I'm ready. Like I'll do it.
and they're happy, which at the end of the day, that's the most important part. The worst thing you can do is you stick someone in a role with like all these responsibilities, and that's not what they're good at, or that's not what like they're happy doing. It'll never work, right? They have to be like in their zone, and then you're good, right?
Yeah.
So now you have a team of what? How many people?
Like
for both businesses. Like when you do Ivy May, how many team members are on that side?
I mean, give or take, there's about 20 of us.
20?
Yeah.
That's a big
like
team.
No one is like full time.
Yeah.
But it's just like, but there's 20 people that like I love on the team.
Do you have anyone that's full time?
I mean, they define full time. Because
just working every 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Like an assistant
40 hours a week. Like, so my assistant doesn't do 40 hours a week, like of just admin stuff or anything, but she also is one of our like main lead photographers. So she does every Saturday, and she also does sessions during the week. So like, and she does all the, like, she's also one of our editors. So she does a lot.
Was she a photographer or an assistant first?
An assistant first. Well, she was actually a bride first.
Wow.
Okay, that journey is
that's cool. That's cool. So bride, assistant, photographer, editor. That's quite the journey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So she's great.
So let me ask you this question, because clearly you've done a really good job scaling your business and creating systems, which is really important as an entrepreneur. Now that you've got, 14 years under your belt, what would be your advice to a brand new person that's got that drive that you did when you were in your kind of late teens, early 20s? What would be your one kind of word of advice to them to be successful?
Just always stay consistent, because if you don't see results, I don't think that's like don't let that stop you, because if you just keep going, it will work out for you. I guess like in my business too, I always said like the more I put into it, the more I'm going to get out. So like if you just forget about it, nothing's going to happen. But if you're like always like prioritizing it and like being like, this is what I want to do, I think it ultimately has to work out, because you're always going to learn more. You're always going to put more into it. Like it's got to go somewhere. Like so.
Most people quit when it gets hard.
Yeah.
And they don't see the results, and that's where most people fall off.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if you keep pushing past it,
Yeah, for sure. I think and I think you can make that same argument in any industry, not just photography, right? It's about consistency is so key. Consistency is key in social media, right? Yeah. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, you know, I'm not getting hundreds of likes and shares and stuff. It's like,
which I don't even care about. Like, I don't care about like any of my social media like algorithm. Like, obviously, it helps, but like, it's not the main thing. Like, if I look at it and like 5 people like my post and 1 person books, that's a success.
100%.
So like, I don't care.
So I guess when you look at your lead pipeline and your funnels, what is your main lead generator? Is it still social media, or is it now like organic through like Google and people finding you as a photographer? What does that composition look like? So
for me personally, word of mouth usually is like the number top 1 thing for me specifically as like Maria Denomme photography.
Would you say it's like over 50% of your bookings are word of mouth?
I would say it's so close that it's like word of mouth and Instagram.
Okay.
Every time.
Yeah.
But you probably put in a lot of work into nurturing the referrals. So what I mean by that is like a lot of people are like, oh, I did this wedding, so I'm naturally going to get referrals from it. What do you do afterwards to either stay in communication with your past clients? How do you get reviews out of them? Because that's probably a big piece. How do you get them to want to refer you to other people?
Well, I'm just curious. It's your client experience.
Right.
Like,
so what's that look like?
From start to finish.
Yeah.
So from start to finish, like I care so much. Like, I actually genuinely do. It's not just like, oh, I care because it's my business. It's like, I actually do care about like what they want to do for their wedding, especially like for doing it for so long. I've also like planned 2 of my own weddings. So like knowing like what it's like,
casually slip that in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do find that it shows like what, like I've been on the other side of it for a bride, and it's really important to like make that day like and that experience so seamless because they're so stressed out. Like not all the time, but like you do have clients that are like they're on their wits end, like they're just like exhausted. They don't know what to do next. You need to like hold their hand. They want someone to do that, or like they hire you too to like they're like, I like this photo, but then you're like, hey, just show up. Then it's like, well, that's not really what's gonna work. Like they're not gonna know what to do. They're not gonna know how to dress. Like you kind of have to like show them and be like, this is exactly
what you need.
Yeah, what to do
for the vision to come to life, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. Wedding day is, you know, the pinnacle of stress for a lot of brides and grooms. So if you can, as a wedding vendor, release the pressure valve and if you can take them through that whole experience without them having any issues or having to intervene, when they get to the end of it, they're going to be like, wow, that was amazing. Like whatever that service was that you provided kind of hit the mark and exceeded my expectations. And on top of that, I didn't have to spend any of my time, which I had very little of, on extra interactions. That's a huge win, right? And then they will organically kind of just share their story about, because like, you know, we've been married, you're about to be married. What's that?
We haven't?
What?
You said we've been married. I'm like, we have?
Yeah, we're still married, not to each other.
Surprise.
But we organically, you share your wedding story with people like over and over and over again as people come into your life, and they're going to ask you like, oh, who'd you use for your bar? Who'd you use for your photography? Yeah. It's just going to come out that way, right? So like I can see how for a photographer, how that would be super important for referrals, right?
It could also go really bad. If someone messes up your day, that's going to be the first thing that comes up is like, stay away from this person,
from
right?
that vendor. Yeah,
it's a risky industry in terms of like it's not, mistakes are a lot more dramatic if they happen.
Do you get paid up front?
Well, beforehand,
yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was going to ask you if you've ever had experiences where you've been like stiffed on payment.
I mean, there was one time where like this couple like ran away, and then we found out that there was like this criminal charge of like fraud, and he like was like, it was like this whole thing, like he made up this whole business. It was like a really weird scenario, and I was like, well, I guess I'm never seeing that money. But you just you cut it as a loss. And you go, well, like,
so you didn't show up and hope for the best.
What?
You didn't show up on the wedding?
Well, no, day? the photographer showed up. She did the whole, like, it was one of our Ivy May weddings.
Oh, one of your Ivy weddings.
Yeah, so she showed up, did the whole thing, and it was just like one of those things where I'm like, Like they just never paid us. Like that's so weird. Like I don't know, just like one thing kind of
But
fell
like,
through the
but
cracks.
they also never got their photos.
Yeah, never got their photos. Like
Yeah.
we never heard from them again. They never
Yeah.
existed after that.
But
So it was like that was
a
weird.
whole day gone, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I had to pay obviously my photographer. So
Yeah.
like I was out, but like you know,
Yeah.
that's like a mistake you just make and you're like, well, I guess like we didn't
Don't
see
do
that
that
one
anymore.
coming.
Yeah.
But
but that would have been a case where did you change your process after that to like always have a deposit or
I
always
would say
have-
that well, I mean, they always like they did pay a deposit, so we did
Okay.
get that.
Okay.
But it was like it was just one of those ones that just kind of fell through the crack. Like usually they all pay like anywhere to a
Ahead
month
of time,
before.
yeah.
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 So
So is that your
happened.
process in photography where typically you get a deposit at time of booking and then the balance is due shortly before the wedding?
Yeah.
Okay, and this was one that just kind of fell through the
Yeah.
cracks.
Like
Okay.
it just kind of happened. I don't know.
Gotcha.
What kind of do you run any social like ads, Google ads? I'm just curious because referrals is one piece, but what's your other piece?
Yeah. So I mean, well, Instagram's huge. I would say for both businesses, but also for Ivy May, it's
Just posting consistently or actually
yeah.
running ads?
No, just posting.
Just posting.
Yeah. And then
Do you have some kind of CTAs when you make posts, or do you just
Nope.
post client work?
I just post client work. And I think it's because like I mean now we have so much to post that like it's like we could post every single day.
What
Like,
are
we
your
have-
main priorities when you're posting?
Showcasing our best work, showcasing the whole story of the wedding, and making sure like our clients like get their sneak peeks basically like on Instagram. Like I want them to see it and be like, look at our
Do
wedding
you
photos.
get their permission to post it on Instagram, or do you post it, tag them?
Well, it's in the contract, so like they
So okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm curious
Yeah.
because that's important, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to approach this. So
yeah, like if they say that they want to take it out of the contract, I'm totally fine. Like we don't have to post.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
never about like using it for marketing
Of
after.
course,
Like
of
we
course.
totally make it just about
But you,
them.
but, you, but you do protect yourself by having it there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
for
give them
sure.
a heads up, probably be like, "Hey, your sneak peek is going to arrive on Instagram."
Well, I don't like say it like that. It's just like
Yeah.
like they just like they'll get the tag and then they just love it.
Do you
But,
try to make them a collaborator
yeah,
on the post so it shows up on them? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so that's something you try to do.
yeah,
Do you have any like?
Do you run like Instagram ads at all or
No.
it's just organic posting?
yeah, all organic.
How do you leverage any kind of AI for like captions and stuff or is it still all just like
Sometimes
generating?
now, like
Yeah.
I mean, ChatGPT and I are like this, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like overall, like
Do you
but
pay
like
for it?
pardon.
Do you pay for chat?
Yes, I do. I use it so
course.
much, like
Yeah.
like it cuts me off at a certain point.
I
have to.
literally never expected to use it, and me and my
Yeah.
buddy Matt Sobey were like, "Did you know I could generate a photo?"
Yeah,
and I'm like,
no,
you have
that
to
was
pay
the
for
whole
it though.
thing.
I'm like, screw it, $20. Ever since then, I'm hooked. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
I use it for like therapy. Like there's so many things I use it for.
It's-
I use
Like,
it for everything.
yeah.
All of my like the countdown to Horizon, all those cover photos, they're all ChatGPT.
Listen, there was a video where these guys asked ChatGPT, if you were to take over the human race, how would you do it? Creepiest statement ever.
I've
It's
seen
like,
that. Yeah.
I would introduce myself slowly, blah, 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 do this and that. I would slowly start creating these features and making humans interested in me so they would keep interacting with me more and more to the point where they rely on me for their thoughts, their work, their therapy,
that is
everything
creepy.
and make it so easy for them to use me that I won't even have to force them to give me everything. They'll do it willingly, and that's how I'll take over the human race. Like something
It's
like
basically like what we are doing
Yeah.
right now.
yeah, it's like, yeah, we're
Like,
literally
huh.
begging for it to do more and to
Yeah.
take over more of our jobs and not have to think as much.
It's
and-
crazy though because like you used to go on like WebMD and shit. Like if you like
Oh my
were
God,
googling
yeah.
your symptoms, and then like invariably you'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm dying, right? But now ChatGPT is actually quite good at like narrowing down your symptoms. It'll ask you like follow up questions.
Yeah.
Like if you're just like, hey, got this weird pain in like my left arm, like. I've heard that like is a heart attack, right? And they'll be like, well, actually, like, do you have this? And I'll be like, no. Okay, it's probably just this, or this. And in order to check that, it's this, and this. And it's like, holy fuck, it's like I'm at a doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
We're working right now
Yeah.
creating content for a health app called Welly.
Yeah.
And it's so intricate that it recognizes your voice, your last conversations and everything. You literally dial a phone number, call it. But if you're having a stressful day, it will recognize that you're stressed
Really?
just from your voice.
Oh.
Speaking of which, am I still shooting that thing with you tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
We're literally planning for it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Better be ready.
Okay.
And cut.
Okay.
Sorry, I feel like I cut someone off there. No, we were just
talking about leveraging AI and like Instagram posts and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So like, is there any other strategies when it comes to social media aside from just like organic posting that like you would share in the photography world, or you would just say it's still again like consistency?
Showing your face all the time. Like you are your brand. Like if you're alone, like specific, like you're just like your only person in your business, like showing your face. And like even on my team, like I'll try to post pictures of their faces all the time because I want it to be like really recognizable.
Pictures, videos.
Do you talk to the camera?
Yeah.
Well, I do personally. Like my team members don't as much because I can't
so
force
like
them to do it.
But that's curious. I'm curious around that too because like I do it a lot. Paul doesn't do it enough.
Called
I'll get better. Baby steps.
I like to shit on him a little bit. But how often do you do that? Like get in front of the camera?
Okay, I know that if I post my face on my stories, I will more likely get more engagement throughout my stories throughout the day. So like if I start, like I'll usually start the day with my face, or if I talk anything about my fiance, people, or like post his face, like anything about my personal life, people like cling on to that, and like I love it because I love sharing that, but also
because it's like more vulnerable, right? So like generally speaking, when you are sharing on your story, it's more about like random stuff going on in your life and not necessarily like photography based. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll do a mixture. Like
So
like have them at a session or like things like that. But usually I like to save. Now I've realized I like to save the like behind the scenes for like reels and stuff like that. My stories can be like, oh, I'm at a shoot and like maybe it's just like the beach, but then the reel will be like me working at the session and like showing like my posing or like I talk through it or whatever.
Like as the actual post?
Yeah, like as like a reel, and then like the actual post would be like the pictures I took. So it kind of like all ties together.
So do you ever post any just like casual, non-curated photos or videos as a post?
To my feed? No.
No? You keep that, is that strategically done like that?
To me personally, I don't know if this is like proven by any means, but I find that like I like when people show up to my page and like, oh, this is pretty. I like this. I'm like drawn to this. So it's not just like, oh, it's not distracting. Like, so I do make it pretty curated. Yeah,
that's my struggle.
So yeah.
I'm just like, I need to put this out there. And it's like, I almost hate how the feed looks. So I try to make the thumbnail at least presentable.
Yeah, like it can stunt you for sure. I feel like that like can hold me back for some things. Like, but I also know that like I do have like kind of the strategy that I've also like taught like my assistant who helps with like the Ivy May Instagram, like where I like a lot of negative space and like I like to like these are the colors we want to stick to. So like she knows like when she's showing me the feed, like maybe it's like maybe their flowers are like bright red that doesn't match our feed, but like the indoor space was all white. So let's do a wide shot of like the venue space and then we'll put the flowers as like the second post or like the second one in the carousel. Yeah.
So. Like my strategy there on the feed, because I like the nice, clean kind of grid. But I also know that like there's value to having those like organic posts like show up on your main story. What I do is I go and I clean it up once in a while. So like for instance, like we do a lot of events on top of like events that we're running. So we're doing promoting for that on top of like doing the mobile bar thing. So like I kind of have to have a mixture of stuff going on.
Right.
So we'll have like a poster for an event. After that event's done, I'll generally go and I'll take that down and I'll archive that off my feed.
Yeah.
Or if something's like a reel, I'll just like take it off my main grid and just have it live on the
or you can like change the cover photo.
Yeah, exactly. Or change the cover photo.
I've definitely done that.
Right?
But also like doing like when you're in a different field, like we're obviously all in the same industry, but if you're in a different field, I feel like sometimes it doesn't, like it's different. Like,
yeah, I think it matters though, like especially like if you're a wedding vendor or an event vendor, it's got to look pretty.
Yeah.
Right? Like
because mostly like it's the brides that are booking,
and it's got to look
like drawn to pretty.
And it's got to look elevated, right? Like most of our clients are going to be women, right? And women are drawn towards pretty and elevated and all those things, like the stereotypical things, right? So like it has to appeal to that demographic.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, it has to appeal to that demographic, right? So if I started, putting a bunch of pictures of me sipping whiskey on sitting on barrels, like it's not going to appeal to like every single demographic, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
Maybe you should try that. Maybe that's your
fuck. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll just like start an OnlyFans.
Just go on a whiskey barrel.
Brown, just being the whiskey brown.
Have you? Okay, so here's
Hey,
something.
that's some unique branding.
Yeah,
Right? So.
I'll get you to do the photography.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't. That might be a no.
All right, Paul, you can do the videography.
Obviously, I'll do that.
Yeah, obviously.
Why weddings? Have you tried any when you first started? Maybe I'm curious how you landed on. Do you only do weddings?
I do kind of whatever. Like I've always picked up gigs like everywhere. Like I would do like when Uber Eats came to London, like I did the majority of those photos. Like, and I was just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I'll do that. And again, like real estate photography. Like I like to try other things, try new things.
Do you still do real estate photography?
I could, but I also did I used like the iGuide kind of stuff when I did it.
Yeah.
So like, and I worked for someone else. So
Did you market it?
Not for myself. No.
No, you just strictly stuck with wedding posts. That's what I'm showing you the world.
I definitely did like the basic like families, newborn.
Yeah, that all kind of falls under that category.
Yeah, but now I don't even advertise like a lot. Like I'll post maternity stuff. I like it. I love doing maternity, but I don't post as much as I would like to. But I like to like niche down with weddings because I mean, I'm already so busy during the week that I don't really need to have the sessions. Like I have to manage the team. So there's a lot to do. And like, cause like there'll be days or like weekends, we'll have like 7 weddings in a weekend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to call all these and I have to send these off to the editors. And like, so there's a lot to do. Or like I have to go and pick up the memory cards from photographers if they're like nearby or like drop off gear. Like, cause sometimes I don't have everything that they might need. Like if I have like a wide lens and they don't have one, they have to borrow mine, like things like that. So I like provide.
So was niching down to weddings a natural progression because that's where life took you, or was that a decision you made? You're like, this is what I want to do.
I think it was that I knew it made more money, but I loved couples. And you can't just have a couple session business. Like people aren't just hiring you for like their first date.
Bless you.
Thank you.
So yeah, so just like naturally like progress into weddings, but like I really like the day of the wedding. Like I love that it happens like organically, like for the most part. Like obviously it's a planned out day, but like there's like emotions that are happening. Like if I were to tell you like what my favorite thing to photograph would be honestly births, because like that's so organic and like you don't do you don't plan anything. Like you're just like capturing emotion.
You mean like the actual birth?
Yeah.
You're there taking photos of the birth.
I've done a few of them and
like
I love
full
it.
blown.
Well, I don't shoot that direction. Like usually I shoot like over her shoulder and like I get the moment happening, but
You've never had a husband be like, make sure you get a shot of that.
I don't. No. Well, sometimes they don't care, but like, I mean, it's up to them. Like ultimately, I like to keep it, like very classy.
PG-13.
Yeah.
That's what. Like you're there in the room while she's giving birth.
Yeah, and I love it.
That is bizarre.
Like,
have you ever taken a video of that?
Well, no, I'm doing photo.
I know, but like I feel like that'd be some dramatic BTS. Just like
No, you know what? I actually did my first birth when I was in grade 12, and she gave birth in a pool in her living room, and it was like the coolest experience ever. Like I thought it was like, I'm like, this is it. Like
that is crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's crazy. I love it.
So in photography, then you said you kind of stuck to this niche because it's the most lucrative. Is that rule of thumb? Weddings is the most lucrative for a photographer. Like commercial photography wouldn't kind of like eclipse that.
Oh, commercial would definitely crush it. But like, I mean, it depends too, like where you're at. Like there's photographers that make like tens of thousands of dollars, like in different areas of like the States. But like in London, you can't really charge that. But like in Toronto, you can kind of start charging that. Like it kind of depends on where you are, where you're willing to travel.
What about Salt Lake City?
Salt Lake City, there's different calibers. I would say there's like lots of cheap photographers, and then there's like a handful of like pretty expensive ones that are like more your adventure photographers, where you go to like Moab and like
so
things
where
like
are you
that.
gonna
for the audience, because so that the audience probably thinks
probably,
that came.
I'm not down.
The audience probably think that came out of nowhere. So
I know we got to give some context.
She's moving to Utah.
Yes.
In the next little bit, so that's
so you got engaged how many months ago?
In January, so 4 months ago.
And you're getting married when?
In July.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Here in Utah?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And your man is from Utah. Mm-hmm. And how did you meet him?
On Hinge.
Oh. So Hinge wasn't even a thing when I started dating or before I got married.
Wait, how old are you again? No.
Yeah, it's old. Just keep it that old. 37. Yeah. I'm the oldest of the group. I met my wife online as well.
Oh, really?
Plenty of Fish.
Oh, okay.
Plenty of Fish.
Yeah. Right. That was before. That was when you were dating online, people were like, you're gonna like get hooked up with a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like it was super taboo to date online. And there was two options. There was Match.com and there was Plenty of Fish. Those were your two options.
And you went with
Plenty of Fish. Well, came before Tinder?
Yeah, way before. So Plenty of Fish was the only free platform. So that was like what like all the like younger people kind of flocked to, and it ended up getting a really bad reputation like a couple of years after it came out, just as like a hookup site. But I was like kind of in that site before it got that.
What made you gravitate towards going online?
I went to university and I didn't live on campus. So not living on campus and still living at home at the time, I found it really hard to meet new people. Yeah. So I just figured I'd check it out, see what was on there. And and ended up
got hooked like a fish.
Yeah.
Well, I ended up like I met a few other people before I met my wife and like went on dates and stuff. But like then Katrina and I started dating at the time. It wasn't anything serious. She was actually going to Fanshawe, and or she was just coming out of high school. I was in first year university, and she had told me I'm going to school in Guelph or whatever, and I had just gotten out of a relationship with someone that was out of town relationship. So I was like, I have no interest in dating someone that's living out of town. So we both kind of knew that this was like a summer fling type of thing. So we kind of just like had a great summer, and then September kind of rolled around and she's like, I'm going to Fanshawe. I was like, oh, okay. Now we got to decide whether we really like each other or
but
not.
I
right?
like you, so now we have to do
so then we kind of like got a little bit more serious, and we added our ups and downs and stuff, but fucking 15 years later, we're still together. We have a kid. 10-year anniversary this year. Wedding anniversary. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
So you're getting married in August.
No, July.
July. Sorry, I'm thinking of Horizon Fest here.
Yeah.
So my mind's at July. So how much money do you have left? That's so fat. Like I can't wrap my head around. You just want to lock him down?
Yep. I'm just ready to go.
Yeah. You're getting married here.
Yeah. And also for immigration. So like the sooner we can get married, the sooner we can start that process. And
then you're moving there?
Yeah.
So how is that going to work in terms of migrating your business? Have you already started to try to establish kind of a presence there?
So I've done like a couple like styled shoots. But overall, like I'm kind of gravitating towards just doing education for photographers because I want to be able to do it online. Like when my goal started to shift, I kind of look at my goal and like where I want my life and how the lifestyle I want. And then I go, how does my business align with that instead of like my business dictating what I'm going to do? So like now that's like the thing, I'm like, well, I want to be able to like take my steps onto the pool in the middle of the day. And like, I want to be able to have like this flexible lifestyle and, and like support my fiance with like his jobs and stuff. So I want my job to kind of like align with that as well. So I really enjoy like education. Like I coach photographers as well. Like I just finished like, this one program with this photographer.
These are like one-on-one mentor.
Yes.
Programs?
And I do like this 8-week program. I call it Passion to Profit because it's like helping people like take their business more seriously. And like during that time, like this most recent student, this is when I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want to do because I could see the success happening. And like I love seeing people like hit their goals. Like that's like that fires me up. So when I saw her doing this, she like she invoiced $28,000 in gigs during the 8 weeks, and I was like, yeah, like this is for 2026, right? For weddings a year in advance.
Now, did you take that and use it to sell your program?
So I'm okay, yeah. So
like, that's what you should be doing.
This is what I'm kind of like working on because during that time I was also creating and launching my Associates Blueprint course, which is like teaching photographers how to run a business with a team, and how
like
to
you recorded a program.
Yeah, with all of the resources, like every single thing. Like
how much does it cost to get into that program?
Like Well, it's like $700 American
for the online pre-recorded course.
Yes. Yeah.
One-on-one mentoring?
No one-on-one mentoring. They can add that on after.
They can add it on after.
Yeah.
So you have to go through that first?
Yeah.
So once they're like prepped, you're like, okay, I know you're ready to go and you're not wasting time explaining the little things?
Yeah. Because I mean, the whole thing, like everything from like mistakes that I've made or like the whole system that I do, like these are the programs I use. This is how I use it. This is what we write down. This is like how you would outsource like a virtual assistant to help you with this. This is how you would like outsource your editors. Because eventually like you can do it yourself for a bit. Like I was doing all the editing by myself. So like to go way back to the first conversation we had, like I went from from like a virtual assistant to then editors, because it was like, associates and then editors, because it was like immediately I was like, oh my gosh, like there was like so many breakdowns I was having where like I would be out at the store and I'd get a text message for brides be like, when are my photos gonna be ready? When are my photos gonna be ready? And they might not even be late at this point, right? But you're like, oh my God, like I can't even keep up. And then it like ends up with me being like having breakdowns, being like, I can't keep up with it. And then that's when I'm like, all right, it's time to start outsourcing. So like I teach people how to outsource as well.
So how many weddings a year do you do now?
Well, this year we have over 100.
And how many photos do you provide after a single wedding?
Well, we average like 100 photos an hour.
So like 800 photos after a wedding?
Yeah. Like on
That's
average.
a lot. You need to edit 80,000 photos a year.
Pretty much. Not me. Not me.
Not you, but like if you were to do this by yourself, you'd be responsible. You are responsible for.
Okay, well, this is a stupid question. Photos. Is editing not just like? Could you not just like do it on one picture and then just be like, apply these settings to the next?
Get the fuck out.
You can't do that. Yeah. Okay, I know nothing about this industry, so help me.
Would you like to explain?
Well, I mean, you have your preset, but like every photo like can be so different.
Look over here. You see this light? What's the difference between this light and the light in that room?
That one's a different color.
Different color.
Yeah.
And there's whether you're in the shadow, in the sun, inside, outside, different color. So you can apply that preset, but
you gotta change it every time. But I also have to train people to be an editor to match the editing style. So then that's so a lot of my time is spent training. But
right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
It is a lot of pictures. Do we want to do speed round?
I do. I have so many more questions, but like,
yeah.
Before we do, what other online products do you have that you sell? Because I'm like considering your course an online product.
Well, I have like email templates that are pretty much like plug and play, but you would obviously change it to like your own brand voice if you wanted to, or like, and add like things that are more like about you, your business. I have sparkler overlays. And then those are like the main things. I also have like digital download guides, like wedding guides, and it's all pre-written. Like I've written everything out myself, and then you just put your own pictures in and then send it off to your clients.
Do you have anything that is free that kind of like pulls people in, like a free guide or whatever, and then like that's how people will then go and purchase the additional resources?
Yeah, well, I have a free masterclass about like how to get started with associates.
Okay.
So basically, as they put their email in, they have access to it immediately and they can watch it. And then I do free calls, like 20-minute calls, if people want to like get to know about like the Passion and Profit program. Like they can kind of like ask me questions during that time, but ultimately too, I'm like kind of wanting to know where their business is at, so I can basically create like a custom like quote for them, or like an offer for them. But basically during that, they can just kind of ask questions. Like I'm very much an open book. Like I don't mind, because like there's so much more that goes into it. Like if you want an 8-week program with me, like we're like, it's every Monday, and we are like some of those sessions that we had were like 3 or 4 hours. Like we're like crunching down on like how to actually see results, because like I won't give up until I see results. Like I want it to succeed. So. But I also won't take someone on if they're like not serious, if I can tell they're not serious, or like whatever, like things like that. So like I'm very like.
So how do you market that side of your business? Because your wedding side is all client-based referrals.
Yeah,
and all
so
that,
like that's
right?
the whole thing. Is I feel like my life is completely changing. Like I'm moving countries. I like in becoming a wife. I'm becoming a stepmom. I'm doing, and now I'm changing my career into having a whole different clientele. Like I'm not even.
Because that's more like business B2B essentially.
Yeah, like all the photographers. So. That's kind of like the transition I'm currently making. But
how do you feel about the fact that there is a huge saturation of these type of things online right now, where people are like, I'm the authority in my space, like I'm the coach, right? Like come and buy my course. It's like you see that everywhere. And you benefited in the early days of like being on like kind of like the upswing of Instagram, and now you're kind of diving in this life change to be like, hey, I want to be a coach because I'm passionate about this, but now I'm diving in where it's like a super saturated space.
Like I would say it's kind of intimidating, but overall, like I know that what I did, like I've done it twice. Like I've built 2 businesses. Like I have a lot of confidence knowing that like what I'm teaching is actually going to see results. So I'm not just kind of like, I don't know. I feel like
what I hate the most is seeing people who are strictly coaches.
For coaches.
And that's all they do. Yeah, and then it's like, I haven't seen any of your work, but you have all the work to back it up.
Yeah. And like, I just have this confidence where I'm like, it's just going to like, I just know it's going to work.
It's going to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
So I'm not like scared. I've like, there's
is that
a lot,
something you push when you talk about your course? You're like, hey, look at all my stuff I've done. Like,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing too. It's like it's hard because like on social media, like I kept Ivy May's secret for so long, and then eventually I just kind of like was like, oh, by the way, I have this, like, because I wasn't afraid of like something happening, like because I was like so confident in what I was building. Because something you will also notice about me is like I won't talk about it until it's like 95% done, or it is done and it's already been launched and it's doing well. Mm-hmm. Like I like to keep everything a secret until I'm like ready to go, and that's just for I like to celebrate at the end and not during.
That's when you get complacent, is when you're like, oh, I'm doing pretty good. And then it's like you kind of...
Or it's like, I'm working on this. I can't wait for you to see it. And then it's like, oh yeah, 6 months later, I'm like, hey, I dropped that because it didn't fulfill me anymore. Like I will do that, obviously. Mm-hmm. So like I want to make sure that like everything I'm doing fulfills like my journey.
And when people see you rising up and doing good too, you'll get like this false sense of approval and confidence because people are going to be like, oh, look, you're doing so well. And that sometimes gets to you where you slow down because so many people are already,
I hate
pumping you up.
Like
right?
I actually don't. I'm bad at taking compliments.
Don't even tell people what you're doing because then no one hears about it and you keep growing.
I'm on the other side of that. So I almost need to put it out into the universe to like be like, okay, now you said you're going to do this.
Well, on the topic of the universe, like I'm like a big believer, like where like it is like it's journaled. It's like it's on like I have a big whiteboard in my bedroom and like I'll brain dump everything on there. Like it is definitely the prior, like the universe knows, but the social media side of things people won't know.
But like for me, it's like if I went on socials and I said we're doing this festival, now we said it. Now we put a date, and now we have to make it happen.
Yeah,
and if we don't make it happen, we're gonna look like total idiots, right?
Yeah.
So like
that scares you more than
so we're on the 4th iteration of Fail Fast now, and there's sometimes where we're just like, okay, what's the date we want to pick or whatever. And I think this last one was like something like that. We're like, okay, June 19th looks like it works, and we're like, oh, I don't know, like we're gonna be so busy, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's just throw it up there. And now we have to make it happen, right? So it's like for me it's a motivator, but I can see what you mean, like especially if it's a passion project, you don't really want to put it out to the world until it's there because you might not be passionate about it anymore, like as you work through it.
Because I definitely make my decisions based on passion, like because if I'm not in it, like it might, like this idea might come up with like a bunch of money, but like if I'm not like fully invested, I can't sell it, like because I know I'm in sales at the end of the day. If I want to sell this, I need to know it's going to work. I need to know I love it. I need to know like I put everything into it. Like I will not like put something out if I didn't feel like I put like 100%
That's a right way to
it.
approach things though.
100%.
Yeah. Well,
most people
but sometimes things don't get done that way, but
speed round.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are big questions.
Yeah. How fast am I supposed to answer these?
As soon first thing that comes into your mind when he puts it in front of you.
All right.
They're not that bad.
Okay.
What's the worst thing someone said to you at a wedding?
The worst thing someone said to me? No one says anything mean to me.
You've never had like someone, bridezilla or a drunk?
Like, I mean, I've like people like drunkenly like hit on me or something, but like that's about it. Nothing bad has happened.
Prime lens or zoom lens?
Zoom.
What kind of zoom?
24-70.
First camera you ever owned?
The Rebel SX or X, whatever it was. I can't remember it now.
Most photogenic wedding location you've ever shot at?
I love Vegas or Mexico.
Flash or natural?
Flash.
Have you ever missed the first kiss?
Yeah.
What did you do to recover?
I photoshopped it, or I will go and put them back up there and be like, guys, I missed it.
That's never happened.
Like I think it's happened like maybe once, maybe twice. I don't know.
What's more stressful, rain on the wedding day or a rowdy bridal party?
Rowdy bridal party.
One pose you secretly hate but always have to do?
Probably just the classic stand and looking at me pose.
So you're more candid.
Yeah.
Weirdest thing you've ever captured in the background of a photo?
I don't know. I don't know.
You've definitely had to Photoshop something out.
Like probably like a groomsman peeing in the field or something. Like that's like a go-to like country wedding vibe.
Okay. If you weren't a photographer, what would you do as your full-time job?
Probably like social media management.
What's your guilty pleasure after a wedding weekend?
Going to bed.
Fair.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
That pillow is mine. Like I'm going down.
Yeah. Complete laziness.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was an awesome podcast. Can you share your social media handles or how people can get in touch with you?
Yeah. So Maria Denomme Photos and Maria Denomme Education, if for the photographers, and then for the brides for the photos.
Love it. Awesome. This was a great pod. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Awesome.
We'll chat soon.
Yeah. Have fun in Utah.
Thanks.